last we left our group, you guys were on, as funky music starts, you had just broken up a jailbreak, an attempted jailbreak on, oh my gosh, I don't remember where you were. Stand by. You were on Persbo 4 in the Leusa system. And you met, well, you killed some people. You met some people.
Fortunately, I did not kill the constable.
Yeah, somebody almost did though. Took him from full down to
that was me.
2. Yeah, that was you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why I got to roll to improve my firearms.
Ah, yes. I'm sure he will be very thankful for that if you ever go back to Persbo 4. If I remember right, his name was Almeida. And he had a couple of constables working for him. And they helped round up the bad guys that you didn't send to the other side of life. Believe, as was previously mentioned, Mark did some fancy talking and talked at least one of them down, which was pretty cool. And then they got cuffed and stuffed. You got paid for not only the big pile of people that you were dragging, the big pile of corpses that you were dragging to the security station to turn in and collect bounties, but you got bounties for the people that were jailbreaking. So I don't think I've handed out all the cash for that yet. I had a lot going on and I didn't do my homework properly. But there's that. And then you went and had a drink at the bar with a particularly slick and talkative bot named something. You remember?
I was trying to find my notes. I know I took some.
ESPN8, the Ocho.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, that was the Ocho. That's right.
Okay. I thought it was clever. Yeah, I enjoyed it. But
I always love a good dodgeball reference.
There you go. All right, so ESPN8 chatted you up, bought you a round of drinks, and then offered you a job. And the job was, let's see, I can do that. Did it show up for everybody?
I got it.
Okay.
Just a second.
So you are to deliver terraforming supplies. You need to travel to the Anthus system, to the Koga 8 station, pick up the supplies. Fly to Zhukaratov's Denning 9 research base and deliver said supplies. You'll be picking up an engineer named Kosha Derek and transporting them back to Koga 8. And once you arrive at Koga 8 and escort Kosha Derek to the Barracorp offices on station, you will get the other half of your ridiculous amount of payment. And speaking of payment, they were offering 950 million credits, and Aiden's, let's see, Atticus did a thoroughly masterful job of negotiating a higher price. I mean, a higher price. That was pretty good. I liked it. It was funny. I believe it was for 1.12 is what you settled on, billion, plus refueling expenses. Does that sound about right?
That sounds right, but I think it was up to 1.15 before Atticus started negotiating.
I believe that is accurate.
Oops.
I'm sure nobody holds that against you.
I hope not.
All right. Let's see. So just to... I'm going to set that as in progress. All right. And then we will activate this bad boy. So here you are on Leusa. You're going to go to Anthus. You're going to pick up the stuff. And as previously mentioned, the dotted lines indicate jump gate travel. Whereas systems that do not have a dotted line in them, they might actually still have jump gates. You figure out it's just that they are uncontrolled, sometimes privately owned, and not at all monitored. Anything that has the dotted line, those jump gates have at least monitoring presence on them. Also, as previously stated, just for a refresher for everybody, the green systems are high sec or high security. The blue systems are low sec, and the gray systems are null sec. Some of the gray systems, you can see a fair number of them. Well, actually, it looks like from this map, all of them are uncharted with 2 exceptions. Well, I guess the black holes. So 3 exceptions. The Genesis system right below Anthus, that is where everything started for you guys. That used to be high sec, but after the attack that destroyed the jump gate, the tether between this system or this sector and Earth was destroyed, and many lives were lost. That was declared to be null sec, and it's been closed off. Everybody that was in it has been expelled, and they are doing cleanup and investigation and et cetera, et cetera. And you guys made your way to what, VHS 279720 before heading up to Leusa. That's where the floating vagabond resides. Okay. So you have made the deal, accepted, contracts get signed, and then ESPN8 says, tell me where your what docking bay your ship is at, and I will get stuff delivered there, and we'll get you loaded up. I'm assuming you tell them.
Yes.
And he says, all right, we'll see you in a bit. Feel free to, you know what? I'm feeling generous today. Stay here and drink a little longer on my tab.
Wow.
Oh, man.
He gets up.
You don't have to tell me twice.
All right. So you guys are going to kick back a little bit and just relax or are you pretty much just ready to go, or what? What's the
In character, Gabriel will be studying what he can find on the route, sipping on his drink while the others are, as long as the others are still hanging out. But he's preparing, trying to get the facts and figures in his head, so he doesn't have to look them up while he's flying.
Okay. That is fair enough. Let's see. I'm going the wrong way. Give me just a second. Okay. Made journals for all of that. So, Anthus 0301. We'll show that to everybody. Its approximate diameter is 91 astronomical units. It's high sec, and you can see that it is a me and my old eyes. It's an orange supergiant star with several stations on it and 4 planets. Okay. Nothing real super exciting about that. Making some adjustments here. 0201. Your first excursion into null set. Yeah. So what you know about that is it is named the Nemenas system, Nemenas system. It's about 78 AUs in diameter. It's an orange giant star. For being uncharted space, it's got a very wide outer habitable zone. But there's not really a bunch that is known about it. Nobody really knows too much, or at least there's not much documented about resources, so you don't know if there's asteroid belts in there. You don't know if there are like giant gas clouds, or if there is any mining that could be done. You're just unsure. You just know that there are jump gates that will allow you to traverse the system. And then 100 is going to be Ocaral. And it is very big. It's about 151 astronomical units in diameter. It's a white-yellow supergiant star. And again, very, very little known about it. And your destination of Juka-Ratanov is even bigger, with a diameter of 187 AUs. Obviously, it's low sec. It's got an outer habitable zone. It's a blue-white dwarf star binary system. And there's not a whole lot on the books about that either. But you do know, obviously, that there is a there is a research station out there called Benning 9. So, you look at that stuff while everybody's sitting around drinking and hopefully joking and whatnot. You guys just let me know when you're ready. Did I lose everybody? Everybody went to sleep?
No. No, we're here.
I'm still here.
What was that?
You probably
that was
don't.
some deep snoring.
Yeah, got a wolf inside you or something.
Is there a place before we leave the station where one could acquire some brass knuckles or something for their fists so that their punches actually do damage?
Absolutely. There is any number of places from which you could purchase such. I was going to say contraband, but there's not much out here that's contraband. So you can get brass knuckles for sure. And it might be a good idea for you to pick up some armor if you want to wear any of that, or other weapons, because looking at your character, you've got a lot of.
Yeah.
All right, you can buy good old brass knuckles. You could get wave knuckles, which are essentially energy based. I don't know if you remember from last session, some dude had that wave axe that he lit up.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, they're essentially brass knuckles that it's not electricity. It's more like plasma. You know, you could get some of those. You could get regular old punch somebody in the face. Boring brass knuckles. Get some armors. What do you want?
He'd probably get both boring and the wave in case we go somewhere where the wave might not work for some reason.
Okay.
And then some kind of armor.
All right. So
Question for you, Tom.
yes, what's up?
Is there potentially anything like a stun grenade or anything?
Well, let's just have a chit chat about that here in just 1 second. Dave, there is.
And
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I also would be interested potentially in some sort of a wave. I think I might need to fight. It's literally the kind of reaction he's starting to have.
Okay. So, out of curiosity, I can't remember what I set the permissions on this. If you guys go to the items tab at the top right, do you see stuff?
Stuff I see.
Cool.
I see stuff.
Okay.
Yep.
So feel free to look through there.
Dave gets the Armageddon suit.
It was tempting.
It's like Fallout. Brotherhood of Steel suit.
That sounds fun. Okay, so you guys make a stop off at the local Walmart, and you pick up.
We could buy everything but Walmart stuff.
I will let you shop. At this point, you've got enough money in the bank that anything on here, if you want it, you can pretty much pick it up.
So, do we just put it on just drag it over, or how do you want us to
Yeah, just
manage that.
drag it over to your character. I believe it should not only place it in your inventory, but also equip it, especially with the
Oh,
armor.
sweet. So we can get pretty much anything you said?
Yeah, you can pretty much get anything. Now, I should let
And,
you
like,
know,
military
Dave.
grade night vision goggles?
Yes.
Wait.
I should let you know, Dave, the Armageddon suit is, I mean, you're going to look like either a superhero or a super villain when you're wearing it. I mean, this stuff it's serious. It's not,
Ram Man.
it's not something you normally are going to walk around wearing. Because, I mean, this is the stuff that people go to actual war in. I'm not saying
maybe I
don't
should get
get
something
it.
for like.
Yeah, you might.
I'm gonna get it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
maybe get something for casual.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The light or the medium.
Something for a night on the
plastic.
town too.
Exactly. Exactly.
Armageddon suit painted.
How do you drag stuff to yourself?
Open up your character sheet
And just drag it to there.
Yeah.
There's the Fallout armor. I didn't know if you actually knew what I was talking about. I put it in the general chat.
Okay.
Picture of it.
I'll look at it here.
When I saw that, that's what when you said Armageddon suit, that's what popped in my head.
In the general. Oh yeah. I mean, that's not too far off. You look, it's like a beefed up stormtrooper. All right. So while everybody shops, you guys get that done. You head to the docking bay or the hangar where your ship, the Dax, is sitting. I had to turn the fan on there. Okay, so you get there and nobody questioned it when I said that ESPN8 asked for the docking bay where you're moored and said he'd have stuff there. The job said you're supposed to get the stuff at Anthony's, but you show up at the docking bay and it is ESPN8 is there, and he's got one decent sized crate. It's like a medium sized crate, maybe 3 foot by 3 foot. And he's just waiting there for you. And as you approach, he says, "Hey, good to see you again. Ready to go?"
You said we needed to move fast.
I did, yeah. Well, you're a talkative bunch. Shall we board the ship?
Let's do it.
Points to it.
Is the Ocho coming with us?
He's sure acting like it.
Think I'm ready to go if these guys are.
I'm
Think
ready.
so? Yep.
Okay. So you lower.
Hey, quick question. Did anyone pick up a first aid kit?
I was debating it, but we have Rusty, right?
You do have Rusty.
I have
didn't
some
know that
nano
one.
heal packs.
Right, I forgot about those. Okay, never mind.
I've got a
Thank you.
couple, but I mean, if you want to pick something else up, go ahead. Now's the time.
I picked up a first responder kit. It only gives me a bonus to 4 checks. So
Where was that at?
Under emergency survival, under other gear.
I don't. Is it under equipment? There it is. Okay, my bad.
did anybody else notice the polypropylene barrel full of acid?
It was literally
Yeah.
just looking at that.
Good acid bath.
Just in case we have a body we decide we need to get rid of.
I mean, if that happens,
Dude.
you just kick them out the door into space.
I get a pepper spray keychain.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
You got it. All right.
What?
Was it kitchen?
Nothing.
Ar-
Nothing at all.
Artillery. I'm getting an anti-tank guided missile. Oh,
You-
I'm just-
Okay. When I said
There's an enemy in the other room. I'll take care of this, guys.
when I said
There's
pretty
literally
much
a cruise
anything,
missile on here.
I'm gonna walk
Yeah,
back
so
pretty much anything, just a smidge.
Just okay.
hypothetically, can I take the artillery cannon and put it on the ship's outer hull?
The ship already has guns,
Yes.
man.
I
So
want
is-
more.
Assuming the minigun's out of the question.
You have to fire it from out there.
I mean, you could have somebody weld it to the thing.
I'm kidding.
I know.
I do have some stealth. I could go for a Garrett. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, that's
You're good.
interesting.
All right. So you
I'll
drop the cargo bay lift. You put this one crate on there. It's not even real heavy. A couple of you move it on there. And ESPN8 walks up onto the lift as well. Says, this is going to be fun. You,
We all kind of look at him like, I guess he's coming with us.
if you don't bring it up, he's just,
Yeah, I'm totally gonna bring it up. Hey, we're kind of a close knit crew. I don't know if you should be coming with us or not. What's the deal?
well, apparently I forgot to mention that one little thing, but it's right here in the contract side. I come along. Part of this.
Who the fuck signed?
I don't remember signing a contract.
All right, but you're getting added to the chore wheel.
Okay.
You're doing dishes.
I don't know what that means, but all right.
We all laugh because there's no chore wheel and he's going to be the only one on it.
Yeah, it's one of those wheels that's mounted to the wall, and he's on the bottom.
Ah,
Yep.
So every time you spin, yeah.
It's weighted, so it just keeps landing on him.
Yeah.
You,
Oh, look at that! You're doing everything today.
you spin the wheel.
You're doing toilets.
There are 7 sections, and his name is in each one. I get it. All right. So you lift the cargo lift, close up the ship. He's looking around as you get stuff ready, and he's following along. He's not being like nosy, and he's not talking your ear off, but he does. It's weird having a bot mumble to themselves, but he mumbles to himself a little bit. Oh, that's really interesting. Oh, that's cool. That kind of
He mentions a contract. We have a copy of this somewhere, right?
Yes.
Sent it to a tablet or something.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay. After that previous comment, I'm going to take this and I'm going to turn to Atticus, who I'm pretty sure is a lawyer, right?
He is.
Yeah. I am.
I need you to look this over, man. Apparently, we're getting screwed already.
All right. Can I roll on this?
Sure. Go ahead.
And let me pull out my sheet.
Either that or like alertness combo with law.
There's a legal. Where is it here?
Law.
Yeah, there's something. Yeah, I thought there was straight law somewhere.
Yeah, it's about halfway down on
Actually,
the
goes.
right hand column.
Ah, sweet.
Okay.
Success.
There we go.
Yeah, so there's not really anything we'll call it detrimental or catastrophic in the contract. It's all pretty much above board. It's just there's that one provision in the contract that was not discussed, and that was him coming along.
Okay, I'm gonna murmur, quietly to him. Is there anything about us not being able to open the box?
Is there?
Well, tell you what. Make a luck roll. Atticus.
What?
Luck. Luck. 1 second.
It's at the
Hey.
top. It's at
Is that
the
just a
top
50-50?
top of your character sheet. Like
Top of
at
my
the
cup.
very
Okay.
Oh. Hey.
That's right. That is right.
Okay. So there is nothing in the contract about opening that specific crate. The contract the contract does explicitly state that terraforming supplies are being picked up in Anthus at Koga 8, and they will be delivered intact and unopened at Denning 9 in Jukaratana. But it doesn't say anything about the single crate that he brought along.
Okay. After Atticus says this, I think we were going to turn to Duvo and what the fuck is Justin's name? Josh. Talk to the big guys. Hey, can we crack that thing open? I want to make sure that nothing crazy's in this thing.
Okay.
Sure, I don't see why not.
You're doing this in front of him?
Yeah. Well,
Well, I mean, why don't we just ask him why don't we just ask him to open it? So
I'm imagining Kramer now, and that the time that he runs the hotline for the movies, but he doesn't understand what the touch tones are. Why don't you just ask him?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Good point. Yo, Ocho, what's in the box? What's in the box?
I'm sorry, Ocho? What's that?
Hello, Joe?
ESPN 8, the Ocho.
so from now on this trip, we want you to answer to the Ocho.
Oh, I get a call sign. Nice.
That's your call sign.
Okay, I'm down. I like it. I'm sorry, what was your question?
What's in the
You
box?
got your wrench.
That's more than one question. Okay, let's take this one at a time. And he looks at Duvo and says, "What was your question?"
Can you dodge a wrench?
I've never tried. And then he looks at Mark and says, and I'm sorry, what was your question?
What's in the box?
Oh, really, it's just some spare parts for me. I got a thing.
Duvo, do you have any issues opening it then? If it's just spare parts, we just want to make sure we know what's on the ship.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Open it up. Here's the code.
Recollect.
And he gives you the code.
Is it 1, 2, 3, 4?
No. It is 4321.
Same
Oh.
combination on my luggage.
Okay, so you put in the code.
Yeah.
Okay. The crate and the entire ship are vaporized. Oh, and the station because you hadn't.
Well,
Let's all roll up new characters.
Wait.
Woo!
No.
all because of the crate.
Yep. You put in the code, crate opens up, and it's got like some packaged parts, and then it's got some things that are obviously used spare parts. He's got a whole other head for his model in there. And then what look like some internal parts, and then maybe a couple of replacement panels and things like that.
Wow. We should introduce you to Rusty.
Oh, is that the onboard bot?
Yeah, it's a fair bet. He's the best one to put you back together if we need to use his parts.
Good to know. Good to know. I'm sure he and I will get along famously.
You might also get along with Candy.
Jesus.
That's if
Oh,
I forgot it.
We'll introduce you.
that's if Mark doesn't.
God, yeah, but
who's Candy? Is that you have a chef on board, or is that a mechanic, or what are we talking about?
Let's
You
see
can
what
say
he-
that she's a sausage connoisseur.
Oh, so she's Germanic. Got it.
yes.
Is anything you want her to be?
Terrible.
You invited this.
I kind of did. It was funny at the time. Okay. So he lifts up both hands, says, now that we've inspected my suitcase, we good to go?
Let's go find you a jumpsuit, a jump seat when we're landing and taking off.
Perfect. Lead the way. So we're gonna hand.
Can I
Yeah.
can I change the lock code?
On the crate?
Yeah.
I mean, good. Maybe.
So rude.
I would require a computer sciences role to get in and get that done.
Fuck.
Maybe tomorrow. You are
Okay.
the most paranoid person
I have ever seen in my life.
ever, and I never
That's sort of his that's
We
sort of his
checked-
MO though.
We checked to see if his meds are running low.
No, there's plenty there because he quit taking them weeks ago.
Oh, jeez, we know what's happened now.
Oh, I misplaced those.
They make me
Gonna
feel
have to-
weird.
Okay.
We're gonna have to dose him up heavy, boys.
Yeah, put him to sleep for a week.
I'm just imagining. Let me just play this out exactly how I'm or Mark is kind of seeing this.
Okay.
Because we're going to get in the middle of the flight, and the robot is going to like put himself together, and then there's going to be two of them and try and take over the ship or something, like one of those classic sci-fis. So I was like, I want to lock this thing and just keep it tight and locked away.
Okay. Well,
But yeah, it didn't work. So
yep, you can keep trying that. I'll let you try once a day.
oh, I can roll again.
Once a day. Okay, so paranoia and failed hacking attempts aside, you guys go up and hit the bridge and start getting stuff ready to go. And he says, ESPN8, I'm sorry, the Ocho says, so I don't really need or want to be on the bridge unless you just want me here. Where should I be?
On the bridge.
storeroom.
Don't we have?
You're gonna
Do we have
strap
a
him
place
down
for
in the
him to
cargo
kinda
deck.
store himself?
Yeah, I was trying to remember. I don't
Well,
remember all the options.
Let's
Do we have a
just
picture of the ship?
take a look.
There you go.
All right. Now,
We could store him in there with candy.
hey, I really do need to get a token. I mean, I don't need to get a token for her because she never does anything. However, I really need ESPN.
She's still. Is she still stashed under the bed?
As far as you know.
I mean, the door is locked. That's. You can find her to quarters.
I mean, you could go check on her and see. Make sure there's nothing nefarious happening.
You could go check on her.
We'll wait here.
Oh boy.
Why are you all wanting me to check on her?
Because you were the most weirded out by her, and it's funny.
We definitely didn't cover her in peanut butter and tell her to pounce on you when you entered.
And I, just when I thought
Why
things
the peanut butter?
couldn't get weirder, in comes Dave. Oh, what am I doing? Mark, you belong back in engineering.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm just moving people around.
Jesus.
We're
Yeah, I just
ignoring
teleported.
walls today. Alrighty. You know what? You are going to. You guys. This will be fun. You send the Ocho in with Greg.
Ah. Is he in navigation?
Yes. Well, he's in sensors. Navigation takes place on the bridge. He's in sensors. The sensor pod.
Okay.
If I remember, my spot was. I think I was down here on the bottom right. I
That
don't
is
remember where
correct. Wow.
Is the
You have
Yeah,
to
it's
unpause
top
us to move.
There you go.
Thank you.
You are
I
unpaused.
wanted to take.
Is there a way to not be like stuck to the grid?
No. No.
Okay.
What?
Me and Gabe are like sitting on the consoles,
Yeah, it's a little funky.
typing with our butts.
You're using the desktop scanners.
That's right.
Got it. Do that. And that. All right. Something with the line of sight on my map is jacked, but whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. So everybody gets in, gets sat down, straps in, pre-flight checks. Go find Atticus. You have the coordinates for everything, all the jumps that you're going to be making. That was provided in a data stick by the Ocho. So you can get that stuff set up beforehand. And everybody ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Engines on.
Sweet. Takeoff goes seamlessly smooth. And everybody starts doing their jobs, and you guys leave the station. And as soon as you get out into open space, the jump gate is only a few 100,000 kilometers away. So you medium burn to it. It takes just a few minutes to get there, and it's just like what you remember. The big circle with shimmery stuff in the middle that gets funky as you approach it, and it gets more intense. And then as you pass the threshold, you essentially hop on the roller coaster and poof, off you go. And you're going to be flying for to get to the jump gate in Anthus. You're going to be flying for about 7-ish hours. And then, once you get everything underway and you're in jump space, of course, comms die. There's no communication with the outside world. But at this point, you're pretty much good other than monitoring. Everything is locked in, autopilot. The nav system does its own thing. And you should be completely alone, isolated out here in jump space until you exit the other gate. So you got 7 hours ish to kill. There's work that could be done. You could also sit around and do nothing. You could follow the Ocho around and just glare at him, making notes on his every single move. You could see.
I don't know anybody that would do that.
You could see if Candy wanted to play some games or watch a movie or something.
We have movies to watch.
Oh yeah, you got
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff.
What kind of movies?
Go easy. There's a ton of content. You've got multiple
spaghetti westerns, and
you've got multiple systems in this very huge sector, and just the amount of media content that comes out of it is immense. And there are some that are sector wide, like the really, really, really popular shows. There are all kinds of movies. There are serials. For some reason, musicals are a big thing, which is kind of strange because on Earth, they're not anymore. But, Earth is apparently in the past. So maybe this is like Bell Bottoms came back.
Josh is going to go ahead and go do some work on the weapon systems. Just make sure everything's good.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good idea. So you kick off some diagnostics and start fine-tuning a few things. There's a recalibration routine that it can go through that would be useful. So it's cool. What else? Are you guys going to interact with each other at all, or is it?
I'll probably watch Phantom of the Space Opera.
Which one? There are 38 to
54.
choose from.
Oh, never mind. 34.
Oh, yeah. Don't know that I'd call that one a classic, but it's there.
Does that have a Rotten Tomatoes score?
It's a cult classic. It wasn't
Classic.
popular when it came out, but really picked up after 36 came out.
And
30. Yeah, okay, we'll watch that one.
Rotten Tomatoes is forever ago, dude. It's Broken Zucchini. Is the new site.
So it's got like a 27 broken
sounds
zucchini
painful.
score. Yeah, I'll watch it.
Okay. All right. Mark is wandering around the ship.
Where's the TV?
In the break room, probably at the far north, I guess.
Well, you may remember the huge wall-sized screen that is being pinged. That is a wall-sized screen that can display media. To the right over there is also a smaller terminal.
Yeah, I'll watch it from here.
You watch it from there.
Yeah.
Cool.
And El Ocho is with
Greg.
Greg.
Yep. At least last I just saw.
Because you are checking on them.
I walked by and I just checked some doors. So I mean, they whooshed open because they sensed me, so it wasn't my fault.
Right. Of course. Gabriel will check in on Rusty.
Oh,
Ask if he noticed anything unusual while we were out.
well, what a coinkydink.
Rusty is with us.
I was gonna say you're about to comms. Excuse me, sorry about that. You're about to comms Rusty, and he walks in to the main rec area, and he says, "I saw that I saw that the Dax has another job, and that we are now en route for that. That's good. That's good. It's good to keep flying. While you were gone, there wasn't much of note. We had a couple of people kind of eye the ship a little bit, but we ran them off.
Who is we?
Oh, yeah, me and the ship's AI.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Dax never cared about this, so I just handled stuff and didn't really. There was a big firmware update for the AI. I went ahead and did that. Let me know in the future if you want me to hold off.
I'd like to disable all future automatic updates.
Yeah, we're gonna need to read those patch notes.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was the firmware doing this time?
Well, mostly it was just an update of all the language models, the routines, map updates, or chart updates, those kinds of things. To get full use out of it, we would need to upgrade a couple of the CPUs. But I did not make that purchase because they usually you usually get the most for your credits about every third CPU cycle, and we're currently in the second one, so I held off.
Yeah, don't be making purchases without us either.
That was another reason I held off.
Yeah. You have learned who you are working with.
How many people did you scare off?
I was just a couple. They looked like well, like vagrants or homeless.
Space hobos.
Yeah, there are some on every station, and usually it's not too uncommon for some to come around to ships in hangar bays looking for handouts or for
It,
tools that are carelessly left out that they can swipe.
I'm just curious, Rusty. Can you do a scan for organic bodies and just make sure that there's not an extra one on board?
Sure, I can do that. You can also do that. The AI upgrade allows for, improved direct voice interface with the ship. So I can happily do that, but you can do that anytime you wish as well.
Right on. Dax, scan for organic lives.
Okay. It comes back and says, would you like the report displayed on screen, on table, or sent to your
Yeah, just to the table sense.
Okay. So on the table there, it fades into view or zooms in. A floor plan of the Dax, and you see Dragon's sensor pod. You see Atticus over there watching a really terrible movie. You see you, Gabe, Dave hanging out, and you see Josh on the bridge doing what he does. You don't see anything anywhere else.
Wait, what happened to Greg? Did you say him?
Yeah, he's in
Yeah,
sensor.
he did.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I guess I just need to take my medication.
Should go get a nap in the captain's quarters.
You can come join me. I'm about to start a Phantom of the Space Opera 35.
How fast are these movies now?
He's playing
I'm
them.
just assuming a couple hours went by.
He's playing them at 3 times speed.
Yeah.
You don't miss much.
Oh, there's Fast and the Furious 278.
Hey, Vin Diesel's getting a little old.
He's just
man.
generated.
Yeah, it's definitely.
It's just his head in a jar on the engine.
He's only got one. He's got 300 lines, but one word. Family.
Right.
He's taken on I am Groot and just says family in different ways.
All right.
Anyway,
Family.
That's funny. So the requisite time passes. There's no issue. You guys get a 10-minute notification that you're going to be dropping out of jump space and approaching the next gate in 10 minutes. So everybody makes their way back to the bridge. Atticus, you'll have to pause your show.
Which one did I make it to? Did I make it to 36?
You're
35.
You're halfway through 37.
Okay, so almost caught up. So there's 38.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to find something else to watch.
Well, I only started at 34.
Did you?
So
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't watch. I'm missing some lore, but yeah, that's good enough.
All right, Josh, you made really good headway. You're happy with the tweaks. Some of the guns needed recalibrated. It's much more responsive now, and you are pleased and confident with how things are looking. So 10 minutes pass. You guys come out of jump space, and you're 10,000 kilometers away from the next gate. And as you approach it, this gate, and I haven't mentioned this too much. I think I've mentioned it a few times, way long time ago. But this gate, like all of them, has like news, advertisements, broadcast on either side of the gate on hollow screens, right? And as it's scrolling headlines, you see that this is definitely the jump gate that is going to lead you into wait, I'm sorry, I got a little ahead of myself. You drop out of jump space, and it's about 10,000 kilometers to the Koga 8 station. Man, you guys are way too agreeable. You're just going to let me go on with that, weren't you?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. This is where we're supposed to pick up.
Yes.
Sorry.
This is where you're picking stuff up. So, yeah, you can see the station off in the distance there, and you approach it. You get a landing
We're all
code.
just coming down off our buzzes, by the way.
Right. The hangover is starting to set in.
Yep.
Okay. So you approach Koga 8. You get a docking bay assigned. You pull in. You set her down nice and easy. And the Ocho, as soon as you dropped out of jump space, he comes and very politely knocks instead of just entering the bridge. He opens the door and knocks and says, "Permission to enter the bridge."
Hey, come on in.
Okay. He walks in there. Where they need to be.
Whoop.
He walks in and says, "I've been in contact with our people here, and I see that you've got a docking bay assigned. That was all coordinated. So we should be able to load up here, take about an hour, and then you can fuel up, of course, per contract on our dime, and then we'll head off unless there is something else that you need to do. But I do need to stress the importance of getting there as quickly as possible."
I'll work with the refueling. You guys take care of the rest. So
That's what we're gonna
We
do.
go and work on getting the
Cool. All right. So you pull into the docking bay and you set her down. You can see there's a bunch of cargo, some really, really big crates, and then on down to medium and small sized crates. There's a fair amount. Your cargo bay is going to be pretty packed. And then there are a couple of bots there, but there are also some dock workers who are wearing lift suits, essentially. And as soon as you drop the lift, they approach and just start situating things while the paperwork gets verified. And verified. The Ocho takes care of that. They start loading stuff onto the lift. You guys can be down there if you want to and direct where stuff goes. Otherwise, they're just going to put it where it fits. It's not going to be a big deal.
I'll kind of stay there and do some overwatches to make sure everything gets loaded like we expect.
Sure.
I'm supervising the fuel, so.
Right. So they top off your regular fuel, and they also check the reactors. And just quick diagnostic on that. They say everything looks good. So we get topped off on fuel. There are 58 crates that get put on the ship. You are given a manifest of all the stuff. There's some food stuff. The contract said it's terraforming supplies, so most of it is labeled as terraforming supplies. A couple of the big ones are like drill heads and engines and things like that. But like I said, there are some ancillary things, medical supplies, foodstuffs, those kinds of things. But it all looks like what you would expect for a terraforming company to be moving. Good grief. So it takes about an hour, like I said. They get everything loaded up, and then they move on to the next ship and start the process all over again. You guys bring the lift up, close her off, and unless somebody has business they want to take care of here on Koga 8, you are ready to move on.
Gabe just makes a point of being, I don't know, light, chill, cool, whatever, with the guys at the dock. He figures that there's no harm done being not making a bad reputation with the folks that are going to keep you flying. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and they're pretty laid back. These guys are very professional. So it's all work until work is well in hand and taken care of. While the fuel pumps, there's not much to do other than watch it. So at that point, they'll start up a conversation with you. What system you come from? That kind of thing. Isn't that crazy about what happened in Genesis system?
Yeah, you hear any more news about that? That must have been huge.
Yeah, it's unprecedented for around here. I mean, we have terrorist attacks now and again, but nothing has ever closed a system and dropped its security rating to null. That's never happened. So it's pretty crazy. I mean, it destroyed the jump gate. So I guess the reaction is warranted.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, wild stuff.
Crazy, man.
Glad I wasn't there.
Yeah, that would have been a mess.
It sure would have. It sure would have. All right. So get that done. You have a nice conversation with Bob, the refueler, and he says, "Don't fly into anything that doesn't want you there."
Hey, that's a good one. I'm gonna remember that.
Yeah, that's all right. Some guy the other day said to my cousin, "Keep your stick on the ice." I never heard of that. I don't know what that means. Whatever. People are strange.
I met that guy.
Hey, take it easy.
Yeah. You take care, man.
Yep. So they spool up the hose and they're off to the next job, and you guys are ready to fly. Are you doing anything on station or just booking it?
I don't think we need to do anything.
Can I ask the computer or whatnot to like download the news?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you can set it to where as soon as possible, it downloads news, it downloads new shows, it downloads whatever. You can have it to where it's automatically going to pull in messages and logistical comms and things like that. You can have it pull news from any system, any station, any media content that you want. You can have it where as soon as it's available, it just snags it.
Yeah, okay. We'll make that setting.
Okay. You're specific about the news, so we'll go with that for now. Hey.
Oh yeah, we'll set priority to news, and then Space Odyssey, Opera will be the second thing to download.
Okay. It'll pick up anything new there as well. Mark, as you're doing that, you get a message come in to your PC. Excuse me. And it is from Jill at the Floating Vagabond.
Is she?
You remember Jill?
Yeah.
I forgot her name.
She's like the first person I think we met that actually like spoke more than 5 words to us. That wasn't like a small child, I think, or a hooker.
Well, yes, accurate. Yeah.
Okay, it's just a message, right? It's not like a call. Yo, hello.
Yeah, it's just a message. It's essentially an email. There's Jill. If you did not remember what she looks like. She looks very young to be the owner of the Floating Vagabond.
Okay, open.
Yep, you open it up and she says, hey, I don't know what you guys did or didn't do, but you might stay away from here for a little while. There have been a couple of groups have come around asking for certain people, and they had you and I think it was Gabe's pictures, and I'm really sorry to tell you this. I did my best. I had him hidden, but that Brett guy, they took it.
Oh no.
Rip Brett.
Just to remind me, Brett's got worms, right?
Worms?
Something like that.
Yeah, parasite worms going in and out of his body just because of that one room.
I don't know. I don't think so.
You,
I mean, Brett wasn't in a really good place mentally and refused to accompany. But you may be remembering Atticus was hanging out with Brett and the guys that Brett was hanging out with. And Atticus had a very real hallucination of a worm crawling out of one dude's temple and then across his forehead and into his ear.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
That's
that was not Brett. That was random space guy.
Okay, I thought it was happening to Brett as well.
Nope.
So, okay.
Nope. But I'm glad you remembered part of it. So anyway, you get that message. you've got some time to choose how or if you're going to respond.
I'm not going to respond.
Okay. All right. So, leaving station?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So cargo's loaded up. You guys lift off. You leave the station. Everything's going nice and smooth. You got about 3 hours until you hit the next jump gate that will take you into null set, the Nemanaz system, I believe. So, everything is business as usual. You checking the news? Mark?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch the news and kind of try and scan through it. I might. Well, for two things I'd like to do is first, and I'm sorry, I want the AI to just scan the cargo hold and give me a listing readout.
Okay.
Does anything? Maybe even tell it to verify or cross-check from what the manifest said it was to what's in the hold itself.
Okay. Excuse me. It'll be doing that for a little bit while you check news. Because
Okay.
it's got quite a bit of stuff to interface with, and so it's not going to take too long, but it's going to take. All
I
right.
give him a hard time, but that's a great idea.
Oh, yeah.
What are you giving me a hard time about?
I said I want to give you a hard time, but that was a good idea.
What, to have the scan?
Yeah, I want to give you a hard time about being paranoid, but having the AI do the scan, that's great.
As long as we can trust the AI.
Journalists. All right, so you're checking the news. There's just so much that you could easily become completely lost and overwhelmed. But luckily, it is not like our intranet and the search button or the search function works really, really
Works?
well. It works great. So you can really narrow down what you're looking for. I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, that you're looking for additional information on the jump gate destruction craziness that happened in Neogen.
Yeah, I think my head thinks I want to look at two things. Primarily that, almost as if I want to set up an email alert. Like, and if anything ever new comes up about it, I want to know about it and potential terrorists that are attached to this. And then the second thing I kind of want to search about is, I wish that I could keep the map up at the same time, but the place we're headed to, and see if there's any news about what we're doing on this, that we're about to terraform.
Okay.
Drop gets on it too.
Okay. So give me just a second, because you don't want much.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
It's all good. Not what I wanted.
How many hours or days is this jump going to be?
Well, you've got about 3 hours of non-jump travel to get to the next gate. It's going to take you, all told, to get to the doorstep of Denning 9 in Jukaratana. It's going to take you about a week and a half.
Good.
So you'll be good and stir crazy by the time you get to the research station. All right. So the baseline, the consistent story that is being aired, which I guess is never mind. The consistent story on the newswire is that the anti-industrial reformation, or AIR, is responsible for the attack that destroyed the jump gate, as well as that very large transport, resulting in the deaths of almost 20,000 people coming from Earth. AIR has not denied the attack, but they have not taken responsibility or claimed responsibility for it. Some of the kookier fringe news sites, stations are also speculating that Red Horizon, which you probably don't remember, they just got a footnote mention a couple of times. Red Horizon is a loose coalition of civilians and corporations that want to return to Earth's solar system because they believe the Neogen sector is nearing some sort of disaster. There is some speculation on the kookier side that Red Horizon actually played a part in the destruction, but it feels very conspiracy theory-ish. So most people are pushing and have accepted that it's the anti-industrial reformation terrorist group that performed that. The thing that's a little weird about it is that as you do your research, AIR has, to everybody's knowledge, always claimed responsibility for the things that they've done in the past. So maybe there's new leadership, or they've decided they're changing tactics, or something. But it's definitely a departure from standard operating procedure.
Interesting.
Yepper. And that's pretty much all you need. Let your journalist, media specialist leanings kind of chew on that. The next leg of the trip, a few hours to get to the next jump gate, goes very, very smoothly. I'm sorry, I forgot. Ship's AI comes back and reports the crates and their reported contents match everything that's on the manifest, right down to the weight. So everything looks normal as normal can be.
Righteous.
Okay. So that few hours concludes, and here's where I wanted to skip to 20 minutes ago. As you approach the gate that's going to take you into nullsec space, you've got those big billboard hollow signs out to the left and the right, advertising stuff, showing news, etc. You see on the right-hand side, there is a thick red bar ticker essentially scrolling across. And it says alertness level in Demonass elevated. There's been a recent increase in gate camping.
Camping?
And then you're in the gate
Okay,
and
Rusty.
shooting off.
I need to know what gate. I need to know what gate camping is.
Okay. Rusty comes back over the comms and says gate camping is a form of piracy that is typically not practiced in usually because it's very high risk. Essentially, pirates will sit near a jump gate waiting for other ships to come out of jump space, and they will drop an inhibitor bubble on the ship to disable it or slow it down, and then they will attempt to either take it over or destroy it and pick through the pieces.
Are you hearing this, Josh?
Hearing it. Taking notes.
Okay, thank you, Rusty.
Getting the guns ready.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
All right, you're going to be in jump space for 12 hours.
Damn.
So off you go.
When we come out of jump space, everybody be buckled in. We may be hitting the gas really quickly.
Probably would be a good idea to get a little sleep.
Yeah.
Of course, you can do that in shifts. You can do that however you want to, but you've got
Say
12
we
hours.
take shifts.
Going to take it in shifts.
Yep, just split it
Yep.
up into a couple shifts, maybe.
All right, we are going to hand wave all of that. Your 12 hours in jump space goes perfect. There are no issues.
Minor thing.
Yeah.
In the middle of this, I'm gonna quietly go to each person and tell them what Jill said.
Okay.
I don't want the robots to know though.
Okay.
Robot hater.
That's racist.
No, it's
Gabe
something-
will
what it is.
Bots are people.
Gabe will take a later sleep shift because he is going to be going through all spending time with reviewing his military tactics to see if there's anything that he can get out of that for getting an advantage in the scenario that Rusty described.
Okay.
So he's going to be planning and plotting and trying to come up with things. Once Rusty is telling him this, he's thinking back on dogfights and what have you from his military days, and he couldn't sleep anyway. So once he's got some things kind of sketched out, then he'll crash and he'll get together with Josh and try to come up with some tactics, quick phrases and what have you,
Okay.
rather than saying, I'm going to go da 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 da. This word means I'm doing this. That word means I'm doing that. Kind of thing.
Spaghetti.
Gotta get some shorthand. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Good idea.
Punch it, Chewy.
Hey, punch. Mark, are you
Yeah.
sleeping first or second shift?
By the sounds of it, we got first ship covered. Is that right?
I mean, it doesn't really matter. Nothing's going to happen.
Uh-huh.
I even said we were going to hand wave just about everything because it went really smoothly. I've already said that.
Oh, okay, I'm going second. It sounds like first is covered.
Okay.
I think that's just.
All right. You lay down and you go to sleep. And you fall.
And then something crashed.
You drift off pretty quickly, and you're getting good rest. You have a dream. It's not really terrible, but and most of it is kind of a blur. But in this dream, you're moving around in the cabin. You never leave your quarters in the whole dream, but you're moving around and you're doing a couple of things, and something just, you feel like you're being watched. And
Why are you playing into my paranoia?
dream you just kind of, you look around and you blow it off, and you sit down and you start, in your dream, you start typing a letter or creating a response to Jill. And as you are doing that, you at one point you can't get something worded quite right, so you have this minute where you set the tablet down, and there's a big sigh, and you're kind of rubbing your forehead, you mentally reset, keep hitting, and you pick the tablet back up, and it's all a hollow screen, so there's no reflective surface or anything, but behind it is some sort of hard surface that is reflective. It's not a mirror, but it's like a vase or something. It's this container that is there that's got a reflective surface, and behind you, you're in here in your dream, you're in here alone, and behind you, you see a figure standing. You whip around, and there's nobody there. And then dream you says to yourself, I'm going crazy, I gotta get this. So you say you're gonna finish the letter later, and you go lay down, and you go to sleep in your dream, which is really weird. I mean, you don't know that when you're dreaming, but whatever. And then you wake up, and as your eyes open, you're laying on your side, and Candy is 2 inches away from you, staring at you with unblinking eyes. And then you wake up, and you're on your side, and you're alone.
That sounds like a sanity check.
Hey, Justin, shut up.
Shut up.
Hey, it's your chance to get better.
No, it's not. I don't think so. It can't get you better.
All right. So that's the only
I
untoward...
gotta say,
Yeah. What's up?
I'm half curious. I'm gonna go over to my tablet. Is there a letter written out?
No.
Okay.
But I appreciate that you feel like you're losing. I like that. All right. The rest of the 12 hours goes completely uneventfully. You guys drop out of jump space, and you are in the Nemanaz system. And as you drop out of jump space, you can see there are 4 ships circling the gate, which freaks you out momentarily. But then you see that they are all a security corporation's ships. They're stationed here. So apparently some shipping company probably does a lot of flying through here, and they've hired a security company to monitor the gate. So you drop out of jump space, and there you are. There they are. You have about 5 hours of non-jump space flight to get to the next gate. And you take off to do that. How's everybody feeling?
I mean, I've watched a lot of Phantom of the Space Opera. Probably moved on to like Saw 345.
I'm
Yeah.
feeling good. Just Josh is feeling good. Just kind of not paranoid, but just on alert.
On alert. Okay. Greg comes in from the sensor pod and says, "Hey, I don't think this is any cause for alarm, but I do see a lot of activity ahead of us. I mean, it could just be debris. It could be, a random rock floating around. But I am picking up some signatures up ahead, like 3 or 4 of them.
How big? How far?
I can't tell how big at this point, but big enough to show up on the sensors. So it could be, random comm satellite. It could be smaller ships. It's hard to say. As far as how far, currently we're looking at about 3 hours, and they do not appear to be moving.
Do not appear to be moving.
Correct.
His state of mind is he's on high alert. He was expecting the security ships to be, you're not the one paying for us, so we're going to attack you because you weren't who paid us to keep the place safe, or they were going to be oh shoot, what is it? A protection racket.
Oh yeah.
So he is now he's the one who's paranoid.
I was saying, I've
But he's worried
destroyed
about
all of you.
things
This is
outside
fantastic.
So he is trying to think, is it worth, you're talking 3 hours ahead, is it worth, if they're on our path, which it sounds like they are, is it worth diverting, adding some time to our trip to force them to, I think he wants to do that. I think he wants to divert so that we're not flying right into their midst, and if they want to cause trouble, they're going to have to change what they're doing.
Okay.
What do you guys think of that?
Well, that should.
So you're worried. So they're not a syndicate, but they're a, basically like the mob.
That's
We
kind of
don't
what
know
he's.
what the.
Yeah, that's kind of what he's
I'm thinking-
suspecting.
Okay. What I was thinking before is that the security ships that were waiting at the gate, yeah, they're security, but who are they security for?
Right.
If they're honestly just, beat cops patrolling the gateway, great. If they're mob enforcers that are forcing you to pay if you're not, in with the family,
Paying for
it's a
protection.
different problem. But these guys out in the middle of it's very possible that the guys at the gate scared these guys off, and so their gate camping isn't actually at the gate, it's between the gates. So I'm thinking pirates, and I want to make them show their true colors by not doing what is the default action, but I am open to other tactics.
Well, if
Or
nothing
you-
else, let's divert course, and if they follow, we know that they're going for us. They might just be going between gates in the reverse direction, but you're probably right.
But they don't seem to be moving, so that makes me think
Oh, that's true. They
they're-
weren't.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's. I mean, at the speeds that we're talking, if we added 30 minutes to our route to just go around them a little bit, I think that's going to force them to move, or else we'll be well out of their range. Or maybe their sensors suck and they won't even see us. So that's my thinking.
Okay, so Gabe and Atticus. Do you guys remember way back in the early sessions, Dax had done something to help avoid this kind of situation? Do you remember what that was?
He had.
Or I'm thinking, I don't know. If it was the, sorry. Go ahead, Patrick. Patrick's on
I
there.
think he was dropping, not literally dropping a sensor, but putting a. He would take a coordinate shot of where they were at, and then he could go wherever, and then use that coordinate drop to return back to the original route, and carry on.
It's really close.
Am I close?
It's really close. Atticus, you got an idea?
Well, that was the one I was thinking of. Was the one where we jump multiple times to random spots to lose somebody, but I thought that was to if we were being chased.
Well, that is exactly what I'm referring to. It had nothing to do with
Okay.
being chased, or it could have had something to do with being chased. It was a way of just being nimble and not flying the direct routes between things. He had set up coordinates in a slew of systems. You haven't looked yet, so you don't know whether or not he did that here, but usually he would have 8 to 10 different coordinate sets in a system that he flew through regularly, to where he could jet way off the beaten path out into random space and then jump somewhere else, again random space, and then approach destination from that. That's exactly what I was hoping you were going to remember. You were both, Gabe, you were really close. Atticus, you were right on. You just had the reasoning behind it. Not 100%, but that's the thing. It would also work if you were being, or should hopefully also work if you're. So, with that information, Atticus, you look, and he's got 5 different coordinate sets in the Nemanaz system. So if you guys don't mind adding a little time, you could at least hit one of them.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yep, let's do it.
All right. So you pick one. It's going to add, we'll say an hour and a half to your fly time. Not at all going to significantly impact fuel consumption or time in the grand scheme. So you pick one. Takes just a little bit of time to get the nav set up, locked into it, and you change course and you burn. So an hour and what did I say? An hour and 45 minutes later, hour and a half, whatever.
Hour and a half.
You get there and your course is altered. You are going to approach the jump gate without running into those other signatures that Greg had located, and Greg reports that they still had not moved. So, you guys feeling confident now? You happy?
Yeah, I feel better.
Okay. So you burn to the jump gate, and I know it's 8:59. We're going to take just a couple of minutes here. The rest of the trip to the jump gate gets there and goes uneventfully, and you get there, and not really any billboards on this one. Not really any news on this one. There's not even. There are no other ships around this particular jump gate. So, as you approach, it does the thing. It activates. You get the wavy stuff in the middle, and pop. You enter in, and you are flying again. This is going to be like 3 days of jump space travel. And
Wow.
it's 30 hours into that. Mark, you're checking on systems back in the engineering room. I'm guessing you don't spend a ton of time back there when you guys are in jump space, unless you just want the privacy. So you're back there and you're checking stuff, and you're just running a diagnostic. And as you are running the diagnostic, a red flag pops, and it says slight radiation leak in engineering.
Slight. I decided to risk it and stay. No.
Perfect. He's going to look a little different.
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and leave the bay, the engineering bay. Or my door's locked. Yeah. All right, and then I'm definitely going to seal that door.
Do we have any us in the cabin? Do we have any sign of this or anything letting us know what's happening?
When it pops back there, excuse me, when it pops back there, it pops in on the bridge as well. So everybody's screen gets not like a desktop notification, but almost. It pops up with a really sad face, and then says, "Radiation leak in engineering." I'm kidding, it doesn't show the sad face. But you do get a notification on screen that there is a radiation leak in engineering.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to jump on the comm and say the obvious.
Do we? I say we. Josh will get up and start to kind of head that way, calling for Rusty, trying to see if maybe we can get him in there to see what's happening, since radiation won't hurt him as much.
Okay. Perfect. So you are in the middle of doing that. You've gotten up. You're on the comms. You're saying, "Hey, Rusty, you're probably already aware. Whatever. Radiation leak in engineering. Need you to show up out in front of that." And it's about that time. You're right in front of the med bay, right there, and you can see Mark, who has exited out and closed, and he looks a little pale. Mark, you feel fine. You're just kind of, and it's at that point that there is a massive shudder that goes through the ship, and the whole sound of the entire atmosphere changes. It gets louder, and there's kind of a groan that ripples through the ship, and things don't sound or feel at all normal. And you might even smoke. And that's where we're going to quit.
No.
Keeps us hanging.
Gotta get us
Yeah,
on
please.
a.
The place might be on fire, and we're done.
Yeah, we'll just let you
Bad
think
Farm
that one
Bureau
over.
just got rid of our fire insurance.
Yep. Hey, Rusty, did you pay the premium?
No, you told me not to spend any money.
Shit.
Oh.
He's got me.
He's got you. So there you go, boys.
It just, when you brought that up, it reminded me of a thing I saw one time where apparently smart cars can not like, just cars that can connect to the internet can run diagnostics now and buy parts. And the comment underneath is, if I ever found out that my car bought 4 new tires without me knowing, I would die.
Yeah. That would not be cool.
That's funny. Wait a minute. Why is there an appointment for an oil change?
Yeah.
Are you seeing another mechanic?
Oh,
Sorry.
It's candy.
I was going to ask you, did you enjoy the dream sequence?
No, I didn't. But it seems fitting, so.
Thanks for asking. No.
Yeah.
Happy
Y'all
to
have a good evening. We'll see you.
All right, man. Later.
Have
Yeah.
a good evening.
Take
Take
care,
care.
gentlemen. Have a good night.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.